Hey folks, AJ the CEO here, and we are here in Sanford, Florida now at Calvary Temple of Praise, where we're going to be doing an on-site to help them out, to help modernize their media ministry and do some enhancements in their ministry in the main sanctuary as well as in their overflow. So let's get inside and let's see what we can do to help them out. Alright folks, so we're here, and you know what we normally do. We're going to do a walkthrough. We're here in kind of like an overflow type of area right now, but what we're looking at doing is currently the speakers that are in the ceiling, they're in a secondary system. The idea is going to tie that into the current board, which I think that's pretty straightforward. They already got amps in this back closet. We would just need to connect that to the outputs from the amp and redirect it to their new board. They have the current projector right now that's up here that feeds in from an overflow from the main sanctuary. This is running off of a kind of HD modulator, kind of like the Thor broadcasting that we have at my home church. But looking at replacing everything with a direct connection, kind of like what we did at Cornerstone, where we run some fiber optic HDMI cables, which will remove the processing time and the lag of the video and audio. Now, also thinking just like we did at Greater Faith, I'm mixing the names up, but put a PTZ here in the front and in the back, maybe hang one here from the mid of the ceiling, or put one all the way in the back, one in the front, and have a miniature ATEM here so that they can do events here, but input number one will be a direct HDMI feed from the main sanctuary. That's the main thing in here. And then as we go over to the sanctuary, we kind of talk through what we would do over there as well too. All right, so now over here in the main sanctuary, talking about maybe putting a PTZ here in the back and two up under the soffits right there under the front to give this back one will be able to cover everything, and the ones in the front will be able to get everyone here in the sanctuary. Most likely put it a white one that puts right here, make that straight. Here in their media area, talking about putting another screen up under here for the multi-view. And this is a Thor. We would still use that, but all of the TVs that are in close proximity to the main audio, we would run fiber HDMIs directly to it. This is their main system running ProPresenter. That will be routed into an ATEM Mini Extreme that will handle the live streaming as well as handling the video and everything. They have the audio coming out right here. We'll just turn that into a 3.5 millimeter connection that will go into the ATEM Mini Extreme for their audio, and then everything else is less invasive. We just get up, pop the TV cables to the TVs over here, so like a couple right here. So we run that, loop this over, and have a direct connection, because there's a slight delay in the audio because of the HDMI to coax converter, which will be solved really easy for that. But you know how we do it, folks. Let's get back in front of the computer. We'll design this, and that way you can see how we would do it. So let's go over to the computer. Alrighty, folks, we are back here in Richmond. So sorry, I actually got tired. That's why I didn't do the second part of this. But guess what? We are here, and let's go ahead and knock this out. So we got Draw IO set up. And let's go in the lower left corner today. And let's go ahead and design the system here. Calvary. Let's leave it at that. So based on their current setup, sound is good. They have a X32. And I'm assuming, without looking through the setup, that the wiring that they have from those two RCA outputs that we're going to convert over and convert back to a 3.5 to plug into the ATEM Mini Extreme will be perfectly fine. But again, we got it in place so we can adjust it if need be. So let's copy this, and we're going to put in an ATEM Mini Extreme. And most likely we're going to do a PC because he was saying that Jermaine was saying that the Mac that they're using with ProPresenter 6 is pretty limited. So most likely we might do a custom PC for them. Maybe a Ryzen 5 5600G or something else with Decklink mini monitors or something like that to give more outputs. We'll put that in place. So we'll just do this one as a ProPresenter PC. And let me put my phone on silent. All right, so we got that over here. And this is going to be connected over HDMI. And like I said, we may have multiple inputs for this. We just don't know. This is connected over that 3.5. And obviously this is HDMI. Y'all should know by now, I always do my stuff in the same color. Now we're going to add 3 PTZs. 20Xs should be fine for this. So this will be 2 in the front and 1 in the back. All right, so that'll be, I'm not gonna put numbers on here. We'll just say all right. Running fiber HDMI cables to connect these. And even if I think 200 is going to be more than enough for us to go all the way up over the ceiling and come back down into the booth. So we should be good from right there. So we have 3 inputs right there. Really cool, straightforward. We're going to have they have multiple televisions. Oh, don't mean to resize it like that. But first we're going to use this as a multi-view. That's going to be our output right there. That'll be output number 1. We're going to add a HDMI splitter. This will allow the output that's going to the TVs throughout both of the buildings to be more in sync and not have the little audio latency from there. So if we have our other TVs, whatever like that. Maybe I shouldn't have copied those. I should have did these other ones. So we'll copy this. Now the main thing is this is only going to be for the TVs that are in the sanctuary. The ones that are going to the other side will be fine because these TVs are close to the main source of audio. That's why the lag is noticeable. All right. Let's draw these out real quick. And again, we would, these were running on BNC. We can replace these with fiber optic HDMI cables as well too. Make it real simple. Now they do have a kind of like a similar to the Thor HD modulator that I have, but they have like a mini mod, which does the exact same function. So we're still going to connect it to here, but this is going to be mainly featured all of the TVs in the other side of the building. So in that overflow section, and we have to work how we're going to do our sound in that as well too. But either way, let's go add a joystick. And we're going to, all of these are going to be IP based. So let's do a network switch PoE. Let me type it the opposite way here. So we'll have that in here. This will feed off to each one of our cameras. I don't know why it does it that way. I want my stuff to look nice and neat. All right, and then our joystick will be over PoE as well too. And then that way we only have to do 2 cables to that. That will handle the control and it will handle power. It would be really cool. Now we're gonna do something a little bit different with this because this is in the main sanctuary. Now we're gonna have another ATEM similar to like what we did at Greater Faith. And we're gonna have another camera over here. Well, actually it was going to be 2. Now I remember. There's going to be one in the front, one in the back. And this would be somewhat set up the exact same way. So a lot of the stuff we can copy over. I can put it in the right place. All right, and then we're going to have these connected the exact same way with fiber HDMI cables to cover the distance, not needing converters or anything like that. They already have a mixer there. Just got to get the right cables to connect. All right, and similarly, what we're going to do is either run another fiber connection, or most likely it's going to have to be a fiber connection. We'll run that into the input in this section. So this will be HDMI input number 1. So that'll be the one that feeds all the systems. So it'll be in sync. So just like we did at Greater Faith, we're going to have the ATEM needs to be turned on in that location. The audio will come through HDMI number 1, or we can have it routed to the mixer, whichever one. Most likely it'll be easier to come through the HDMI, but I don't know. I have to play around with how we're going to do that. But HDMI number 1 will be the sanctuary. Everything will be in sync with the audio being fed over as well too. Boom. But then if we want to navigate and do any type of control over there, it can go to input numbers 2 and higher, and then that will control the PTZs just in this building. Now, because these are all going to be IP based, this controller that's in the sanctuary, we could route these cameras back over here to where they can be controlled over here as well too. I still need to figure out a better way to do that, but technically we could, we can, with the software, we can connect to the other ATEM Mini Extreme as long as it's on the network. And then we can go to cameras 4 and 5 on this joystick and actually move and manage these, and everything could be in the media booth in the sanctuary and can control it. So I think that would really be really cool to actually do that. But yeah, but this is I mean, it sounds like it's a lot, but it really isn't. This is the setup that we're going to propose to them. And then I forgot, I'm going to need to put a multi view over here as well too. Maybe just put like a small monitor here. And then we still got our output that is coming from here that needs to be routed to the TVs and everything that's inside of here. So we might have to put another splitter or something over here. But actually no, because they only have a projector that this is going to. So that wiring should already be done. But hey, there we go. So really simple and straightforward. It will take a lot of work, but it's not a lot of heavy stuff to do. It's mainly going to be just routing the cables to the appropriate places and getting everything set up like that. But I'm going to write this up in an estimate, and you know how we normally do, folks. It's going to be a link down below to everything that's going to be recommended, because it's pretty much stuff we've used before, but we'll have that in place. I'm going to write this up as an estimate for them, and then you never know, we may be back in Florida and I'll be taking you along with me when we do the install. So again, thank you so much for Calvary Temple of Praise. Thank you so much for allowing me to come out. You know, I was already down in Florida. People heard about it, contacted me, and I mean, after 2.5 hours drive, got over there, and I mean, I consider it an honor and privilege to be able to help y'all, and it's humbling to have a bunch of y'all just call me and allow me to help y'all. So I'm really, really thankful for that. But like I said, folks, links are down below to everything we're going to be using. And like I said, we'll take you along with us if we get the opportunity to install it. And hopefully it will help y'all, get you some ideas or a point of reference that you can use to help out your media ministry. And I haven't posted it in a while, but I always respond to it. If you're interested in wanting to set up a consultation, or maybe get me to come out there and do an on-site, we're kind of slowing down the on-sites a little bit because of this uptick in this thing that's been around going on 3 years now. So we still can have some work, but if you're interested in that, you can email me at questions@ajhomes.com. D will probably follow back up with you, or you can just go straight to my website, ajhomes.com/consultations, and you can set up something. But realize on-sites, I need to update those, but on-sites are going to be kind of very, very, very restrictive, kind of like how we did before. But let me know down there, and we can work something out to try and help you get up to speed and modernize your media ministry. Thanks for watching, folks. And actually, give me a second, because I've had a lot of people who have become members and stuff like that, and I haven't been here, and I want to give them a big shout out because I really appreciate everything that they're doing. Stephen D. Brightweight, sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, Pastor Mel, and Simply C Media. Thank you so much. They have become new Patreon supporters, so thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And then let's check out our YouTube members, because I saw those as well too. We have some people that have, well, actually a couple of people have rejoined, so I really appreciate that. Ashbury United Methodist Church, this is where we're going to be going pretty soon to do an install. And Lee Bennett, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I can't do this without y'all. And if y'all are interested in becoming a Patreon supporter, you can go to patreon.com/AJaytheCEO, and you can get started as a patron for as little as $1 a month, or you can become a YouTube member by clicking the join button down below. No matter which way you pick, folks, you're helping us train media ministries all over the world. Thanks for watching, folks. This is AJ. We'll see you on the next video. Later.